So it's Trail Joss who leads out the New Zealand side, and Nick Malouf for Australia. Final match of what has been a ripping day of footy at Eden Park.
Well, you were talking to the brains trust of this New Zealand All Black Sevens team earlier, and they really just wanted to give these young men a chance to express themselves.
And we're ready to go in the final match of the day. And Australia with a little switcheroo, a tricky old kick-off, and it's brought down eventually by Dylan Collier, but he had his foot in touch, so the tricksters, it worked well.
Did you call that a switcheroo?
I did. It's a bit like, no, not to say it, but you know what I mean. It's an Aussie term. Well, they can have it if they want, but it's worked out.
Patent it, mate, own it.
No, it's outside. It's outside.
Longbottom, Malouf and 10 in the middle. He'll be the target and brings it down. A nice ball for Longbottom. And Holland, he's so key to them, such a hard worker, Louis Holland. Longbottom does well under pressure from Collier to hold it. And here's Holland again. 2-on-1 coming across, and there's a lot of space there for Hutchison. It just closes down. Good hard run too, though, by Lockie Miller for Australia. Longbottom. Across he goes to the captain, Malouf. It's hard to put down, or Peach has to go back. Warbrick dives on top of him. Australia maintaining possession early in the opening stages of this match. They've probably gone backwards a bit from where that line out, but nice and patient so far. Malouf can't get around Trail Joss, but they hold on to possession still. And here's Turner, and now Peach straight up through the middle. Big strong man just tipped up by Trail Joss, and coming through Collier just a bit high. It was more awkward than anything. And Australia pushing hard against the All Black Sevens in the opening passages of play here at Eden Park. Hutchison can't find a way through at the moment. New Zealand's defence hasn't really been stretched as yet, but they're asking questions. Is Longbottom the man to do it? Good tackle made on him by Newstub. The two playmakers coming together. Malouf has to go back for that one. And then it's tidied up by Peach. And a big, wide ball to Hutchison, standing all alone. He's one-on-one with Collier, gets around him, and then around a couple more, and eventually the All Black Sevens put him to ground, and it's another penalty, not rolling away.
48 passes by the Australians so far.
Miller throws a ball for Holland, which is awkward, but Holland catches up with it. Back in field they go. The possession game's working now. Hutchison with some footwork, gets out of the tackle of Collier. It was a big hit, so he did well, Hutchison. Great continuity from Australia. Can they find the hole? Holland has to hold up, thought about the big ball across field, and then wisely thought better of it. New Zealand haven't been able to get their hands on the ball or pressure at the ruck, and now Longbottom straight up through the middle, accelerates. The gap is finally there. Great patience and perseverance, and then the finish from Longbottom.
All the possession since the switcheroo from the get-go for Australia, and from that line-out they've just held on to the ball, and Maurice Longbottom's one of the best sidesteppers in World Sevens rugby. Here's Hutchinson getting through the work and getting bashed at the gain line by Collier, and then just look at that. In between, they were exhausted, the New Zealanders, and Longbottom made them pay.
A lot of early defence for the New Zealanders, and this is the last man you want to see run at the line when you've had to make about 17 tackles. Longbottom, more of a standard restart. Newstub knocks it down, so more ball here for Australia. New Zealand have not had any possession. As Peach again gets rid of a couple of players. Carter it is, Leroy Carter on debut, who has to come over the top and make the tackle in the end. Holland. Rather Turner it is, wrapped up by Newstub, trying to keep him up off the ground. Eventually the knees do hit the floor. Longbottom, the try scorer, taking on the line, jinking and weaving his way through the New Zealand defence. Good cover coming across. He fought back well, Carter having been beaten early. Still no possession for New Zealand though, another penalty. Turner, who's been impressive and finds a player on the outside, and it's another good finish for Australia and Henry Hutchison this time.
Well, it's all green and gold in the first 5 minutes. This is the type of tape that you just play play to your players about classic sevens rugby of denying the opposition the ball. Maurice Longbottom, he's got great pace, but at times he gets isolated, and luckily enough that the cavalry finally arrived, and then it's just 2-on-1. It is just take it to the line, draw, pass, and give it out to the speed of Henry Hutchinson.
Teach. Big tackle made on him. We hear him as he grunts and hits the ground. More tough stuff. There's one of the try scorers, Hutchison. Now Malouf, this wonderful leader of the Australian team, and Newstub slips off him. And again, Australia just absolutely punishing New Zealand at the moment.
Well, as Sean Maloney would say from Stan Sport, Malouf is on fire. What a finish from the captain. That's just terrific. It really is. Right from the get-go, 98 or 88% of teams who get the next kick-off score the try. Look at the fend-off. Look at the look from Malouf. He knows he's in. Wow.
Oh, the look from the New Zealanders sums it up. Caleb Clark into it for New Zealand. Wouldn't mind seeing some hands on ball, I wouldn't imagine. And now, finally, New Zealand through Newstub, and they're into the Australian half for the first time. And Newstub's going to go 60-odd metres straight away from the kickoff and punish Australia. They just slipped off momentarily.
Yeah, it's a simple game, sevens. Many people will tell you that. Hold on to the ball and you get the rewards, and he didn't need to do too much, Andrew Newstub. Beautiful lift from the kickoff, comes down, and there was no one in behind Malouf where there should have been some defence. Hutchinson sticks out an arm, and that's never going to stop this man. Andrew Newstub, he'll be a Barbars in the future. I know there's plenty of people in the Barbars club here watching. He might join our club in years to come.
He's got good acceleration, Andrew Newstub, and he was gone. Just what New Zealand needed before half-time, because it had been all Australia until then. So 19 points to 5, Australia lead at half-time. So Vilimoni Kuroi to get us back underway. We'll start the second half. Dietrich Roach there into the fray for Australia. Here's Josh Turner, Kiwi-born from Hamilton. He's been really good for the Aussies in all their matches today. Hutchison, one of the try scorers, will lay it back for Teach. And now Malouf. New Zealand trying to rush up on Longbottom, which can be a very dangerous thing to do. They were just able to slow him up, though. And now able to link up with Holland. Collier makes the tackle around the ankles this time. Australia once more retaining possession, except they're in their own half this time. Hutchison playing it in front of his own goal post. Good tackle made on him by Carter, and he's got it over this Leroy Carter. Oh, that's great work at the breakdown. Joss wants to get on with things. And now there's a little bit of a scrap, and Leroy Carter in his first international sevens.
Time's up, boys.
Getting into it. Just in case you wondered if these are warm-up matches, there is plenty of feeling.
Time's off, Captain.
Australia's defence needs to be spot on here. Oh, good hands, Newstub, but just stuck in the mitt. And they tried to get Clark on the big crash ball. Roach hung on nicely around the ankles, though. And now numbers for New Zealand, and it's a simple game. Good, quick hands. Newstub to Kuroi. Kuroi puts it down, and New Zealand score straight after half-time.
That's why there's such a threat, is that they can punish you in one phase at the end of the first half, and then they'll score first in the second half. And it's that man Newstub again. He's been involved in both the tries, obviously. And this is just beautiful hands. That's just catch and pass. He saw Longbottom coming. It's not easy to do. You've got to practice that. It's not something that comes easy, but Longbottom, I should say Newstub made it look easy. And Kuroi looking to try and convert.
And does so as well. So all of a sudden, New Zealand right back in it. And the first half was all Australia right until the final 20 seconds. I think Holland's just lost that in the lights. And it's come down really awkwardly. It didn't look pretty. He might have got dropped by his lifter too.
Well, he didn't get lifted at all, and I think that there was a breakdown. I think Turner said, my ball, so he let him have it, where he just went, no, it's yours. And then it's like kind of, yeah, it's one of those ones where you don't want to see again.
Yeah, the new big screen here at Eden Park is quite enormous, so I hope Louis Holland didn't look up to see that replay at the same time.
Accidental offside. Black ball.
Yeah, and of course, yeah, accidental offside of the way it drops, so...
Bind.
Not pretty for Australia.
That percentage is changing too. It was 96% in the first half and 100% possession changing.
And there'll be a penalty, New Zealand, and away goes Kuroi for New Stub. Weber onto the field for New Zealand, looking to get around outside Holland, then skips through another Joe Weber. Can he get to the line himself? Oh, that's great work. 4 defenders from the experienced man, Joe Weber. Speed, acceleration, and power.
I think we mentioned something special was coming in the second half, and that's just the players that they bring on that have that X factor. Nothing on. There is no way in the world that he deserves to score this, but without the determination, the skill set, and then the finish. Joey Weber, welcome back to Eden Park.
Joe Weber, he's one, he had a really strong 15s campaign last year, went back to his 15s roots with Bay of Plenty. Ball back in field for McGarvey Black. Little switch of play here for New Zealand. It's given Sats with some room down the outside. Good cover defence made by Longbottom though. Great tackle. Kuroi for Walbrook. Tall, lean figure and strong as well. Massive fan. William Walbrook puts the foot down. Malouf is chasing, but Walbrook too big, too strong, and he is bumped.
Take a bow, William Walbrook. I spoke about how Joe Weber had no right to score. Well, this is just plain bully. This is like the bully in the play yard that just wants to run over the top of people. Get out of my way, Anderson. Don't even think about asking me what my name is. Walbrook secures it for New Zealand. That's a wonderful fan. Boy, right in the mush.
William Walbrook. Said earlier, it's a great story from a pretty small town in the Bay of Plenty in Kawerau. Spotted by the coaches. The Ignite Sevens, a talent scout, and he's scored what could be the winning try for New Zealand. 26-19 now. There's time for a restart though. Australia need to secure this and then get down the other end quick, smart. And you can hear that, yeah, you've got time. You had time to make the catch, did Roach. And now what can Australia conjure? To conjure something, this man could be a big part of it. Pomofo, big, strong man, but that's good. Hard defence from New Zealand. Manages to keep it in field, though. Excellent work from Foe. And now Australia look to spread. Malouf gets rid of one, and then on the wraparound is the speedster Anderson. Roach is there. Wide, Weber coming across, Anderson still there. Australia maintaining possession, needs some support now. And it'll be a penalty against Australia coming through. I think he took out Joe Weber, and Weber made sure the referee knew.
Stu Dunbar, he threw that magnificent pass. He's shaking his head, but he knew he came in from the side, and he had to take Weber out. This will be done and dusted. Congratulations, All Black Sevens.
And that is the end. They've come from behind. 26-19. The All Black Sevens will wrap things up here with another good win over Australia.